People of Scotland, look around our countryside. In the plains and valleys, it has been a good year for the crops. They are coming along wonderfully everywhere. And the time will soon be here when the harvest will have to be brought in. Camps and hostels, swept and furnished, are waiting to welcome the people of our cities and hamlets. Your help is wanted. And yours. And yours. And yours. We need 12,000 fit men and women to bring in the victory harvest throughout the length and breadth of Scotland.
This is Movietone. Leslie Mitchell reporting. The first peace in Europe, August bank holidays, saw about 34,000 people at Lord's, a record for the ground. No doubt they discovered that railway travelling is a poor form of sport these days, but they were obviously determined to see something of the fourth victory test. At the toss-up between Hammond and Hassett, Australia secured first knock on a pretty well perfect wicket, but English weather took a hand in the game, as it nearly always does. A heavy thunder shower stopped play for a short time, producing this familiar cricket scene. All the same, it failed to stop the spectators from enjoying themselves. Food might be rationed, but the bank holiday spirit wasn't. As for the match itself, the Aussies made a good start, making 273 for 5 on the first day. Here's Miller making a century. Monty and Lord Halifax were there. Everyone knows the sort of cricketer Monty is and how he hit the Germans for 6 every time. Among other great sporting attractions were the athletes competing at the White City. World-famous stars of the track included 2 Swedes. One of them, Gunder Hagg, was running in the 2-mile event. He's number 9. Soon after the start, there were obviously only 2 men in it. Wilson of the Amateur Athletic Association and Hagg, here running second. With all due respect to Wilson, you might almost say there was only 1 man in it. Early in the second mile, the Swede decided it was time to go ahead, and watching his apparently effortless style, you can see he had the race in his safekeeping all the way. A world beater, with stride and rhythm certain to break records. As a matter of fact, he went on to win by 120 yards. Here he's passing Tribu of the US, who's a whole lap behind. His winning time, 9 minutes, 0.6 seconds, was a new British record. Some 52,000 people got into the White City, another record, and about 50,000 failed to gain admittance. Those lucky enough to be present saw a great race for the mile. After an early lead by Alford, the order settled down to Pascoe, followed by the tall Swede, Andersson, with Wooderson third. Soon Pascoe fades from the picture, and the rest of the race is a duel between Andersson and Wooderson. The great contrast in size, apart from Corporal Wooderson's difficulties in training, is one obvious point, but here you can analyze the extraordinary powers of Wooderson. Count their strides. You'll see he's not taking so many more than Andersson, not so many as you'd expect anyway. The half-mile was run in 2 minutes, 3.2 seconds, and just before the end of the third lap, Wooderson had a go. Opinions differ as to whether this was the right time, but Wooderson thought so, and after all, he's the man who set the world record 8 years ago. And now, if there's anyone in the audience who wants to learn how to run, watch this. Watch Wooderson in the lead, or watch Andersson biding his time. Oh yes, Andersson was biding his time till the home straight, then he sprinted. Rhythm vanishes, speed flashes to the front, and Andersson wins by 2.5 yards in 4 minutes 8.8. Great runners in a great race. Will anyone ever do the mile in 4 minutes flat? Pictures of the bombardment